So today we're going to be talking about MRP's Ramp Control cartridge, the upgrade for the Fox 36 fork specifically. This fork is basically Fox's top of the line 36. It's got the high and low speed compression adjustments, a rebound adjust, and then within the air spring, there's actually these bottom out tokens that you can add in there. Now the bottom out tokens can be stacked. We've got 3 of them here. They just basically slide apart and then pop into the bottom of the cap. The idea behind the bottom out tokens is to get your air spring to ramp up, so you can run a little bit more compliance, a little bit more kind of small bump forgiveness at the beginning of the stroke, but still have it ramp up so that you're not using full travel on small hits and that sort of thing. Alright, so one of the advantages to the MRP Ramp Control cartridge over Fox's own design, where you have the tokens that just add into the bottom of the cap, is that the MRP cartridge is a speed sensitive cartridge. And what that means is that with the amount of speed that the fork compresses, the ramp control is going to react. So on slower compressions, this ramp control is actually going to have less effect. However, on bigger hits, drops, big jumps, when you go offline and bomb through the woods and don't expect to hit some big logs or something like that, that's when the MRP is going to come into play. Those faster compressions is actually going to ramp up harder on a speed sensitive versus on a position sensitive, where you're always going to have the same air spring effects all the way through. What the MRP cartridge allows us to do in terms of tuning the fork that the Fox bottom out tokens don't allow us to do is that we can now use the air spring to control our mid-stroke support. We're going to set the main chamber pressure, the positive chamber, for the rider weight. This kit specifically adds in a negative chamber, and that negative chamber is going to control your small bump compliance. It's going to control basically how plush that fork feels at the beginning of the stroke. Now, with the ramp control being a speed sensitive cartridge, we can actually allow that fork to be very nice and plush at the beginning of the stroke, knowing that the air spring is going to be supportive through the mid-stroke, and that the ramp control cartridge is going to react as the fork compresses on bigger hits and that sort of thing.